right. We finally finished our new house, and now we'll have a place to wait out the night.
Yeah, Mikey and I built the house we're gonna live in. We also added red and green wool blocks to it to signify that we built it together and that it was shared.
We also labeled each other's beds. My bed is green, and JJ's bed is red. In the future, we will build our own corners in this house with matching colors.
I like that idea. I'll be sure to remember it, and now we have to go to bed.
While Mikey and JJ were sound asleep, a group of unknown men gathered outside their house in the middle of the night. They were watching their new house closely, and they came close to the walls of the house. What would they do? Meanwhile, Mikey and JJ don't even realize that someone is plotting something bad against them. These men had no weapons or items with them that could harm the integrity of the house. As it turns out, these people weren't planning on hurting Mikey and JJ's house in any way. They decided to steal it in the middle of the night while they were sleeping. They're in for a nasty surprise in the morning.
Good morning, Mikey.
Good morning.
Huh? Whoa, what's wrong? Why are we outside?
Where's the house we spent so long building? Why did we wake up in the street, JJ? Oh!
I don't know myself, Mikey. How we ended up outside the house and yet we didn't even hear any movement around us.
I knew I should have thought of a security system. If we at least had cameras, we could easily find out what was going on. We need to come up with a plan. Maybe canvass the village.
You don't need to interview anyone. I already know what happened and caught it all on camera when I was out at night. I'm willing to share the pictures with you.
That would be very nice, but you'd better not go out at this late hour.
Here you go. These are 3 pictures I took. You can see exactly what happened to your house.
Thank you. Keep the emeralds for those pics. You deserve it.
Thank you very much. I hope you find and punish these thugs.
Mikey, some savages stole our house. They just picked up the house and took it somewhere and left us on the street. We need to find them immediately and hold them accountable for what they have done, as well as put our house back where it belongs. No one has the right to steal other people's property.
That's right, JJ. It's gonna take time to find our house. We need to be prepared. If they can carry a huge house in their arms, it means they have unprecedented strength. There's also no telling where they took the house or how far away this place is from here. So we need to stock up on food and weapons.
I don't have any weapons, but I can give you wings so that we can find this house from up high and get there as soon as possible. We need to explore the area, see if we can find anything useful. Just don't fly too far away so we don't get lost.
Exactly, but that's why I gave you the fireworks. You're supposed to set them off as you fly to leave a distinctive trail behind you. That way we can navigate and find our way home. But it also looks cool. So shall we take off?
Of course, it's long overdue, but it's been a long time since I've flown these wings, so I've forgotten how to fly them. I need a little practice and remember how to do it. I'll fly around the small area here and see if our house is nearby. But so far, all I can see is our village and the place where our house was supposed to be, but it was stolen. Maybe our house is behind that mountain.
Our home could be anywhere. So, you remember how to fly those wings yet? Or do you want to fly around our village and waste fireworks?
I think that's enough. Let's go back to our place and decide which way we're going to fly. I didn't find anything like our house or anything suspicious nearby, but they couldn't have gotten too far either. That means our home is either behind those mountains or in the forest behind us. And now we have to figure out which way to go.
You've noticed something strange going on up on that mountain too. I think we should start our search there.
Agreed. In that case, we'll take off and head towards that mountain. It may be the key to finding our home.
I definitely see something strange on the mountain, but I can't see what it is. It's too far away. We need to fly closer, and preferably without crashing into the rock, and see what's going on up there. As long as we have enough fireworks to find the house.
Huh?
JJ, I think there's a villager hanging from the mountain. We need to rescue him.
I've already noticed. Now, I'll build a platform out of blocks of wood, and you destroy the chain he's hanging from to release him safely. He appears to be unconscious.
That's the least of the problems so far. At least he's alive, and that's a good thing. So build a platform under him so he doesn't take damage from the fall. I think it's the same savages that stole our house. We'll need to bring him to his senses so he can tell us everything.
As long as I have the wood to rebuild it as soon as possible. In the meantime, make sure he doesn't accidentally fall until the platform is completed. I plan to make a large area so he feels safe and doesn't panic from the high altitude. Then we'll lower him to the ground and he can easily reach the village. After releasing and asking a couple questions to the villager, we can build a house on the place of this platform.
We first need to get our house back that was stolen from us before we build new ones. But you're right, the place is really picturesque. Maybe we should move our house here when we get it back. No, it's too far away from the village, and it's always awkward going down the mountain. So, we'll just put it back where we found it. But we could build something here.
That's really something we'll have to think about at another time. In the meantime, I'm almost finished with the resident platform. Now that he's out of danger, we can cut the chain and release him. I think he'll still take some damage from the fall, but it will cheer him up and he can answer our questions. Now, I'm going to craft an emerald pickaxe and break this chain.
Now we know where our house is and we can get it back. Let's free the villager as soon as possible, because I can't wait to punish these savages for what they have done.
Careful, I'm breaking the chain.
Ouch! I told you I don't have any emeralds. What do you want from me?
I'm sorry, but we're not going to take your emeralds. Why, has someone tried to do that already?
Some savages with a house on their hands tried to steal the emeralds from me, but they failed. That's why they strung me up on this mountain. But I actually do have emeralds.
We'll pay you more emeralds if you tell us everything you know about these savages. They stole our house, and we don't know where they took it.
Thank you so much! Of course I'll tell you. It was the first time I had ever seen these savages. But when they strung me up, I saw that they planned to go off along the mountains into some forest. That's all I know. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to leave.
Careful, but never mind. If it can withstand a fall from such a great height, I might not have built this platform. I guess the emeralds we gave him made him stronger, but at least we actually found out where our home is. Even though he didn't give us specifics, it's something. We need to fly along the mountains.
Exactly. We need to fly along the mountains and find some woods. According to this villager, that's where we can find our home and these savages. I hope they're not too far away. Perhaps they'll move our house to someplace more beautiful than here near the village.
So far, I don't see a house or a forest, just mountains. I hope we're flying in the right direction, or we'd better get lost in this place. Even though it's not that far from our house, I've never been here before. Mikey, do you see something?
Nothing yet, but we've already crossed the mountains and I can see the forest, so we're close. Huh? JJ, I found our house. Get here as soon as you can.
We finally found our home. Let's land somewhere. That's a long way to go. Without wings, we'd have a hard time reaching it. I'm surprised they could get it all the way down here.
Look at their camp and how many of them there are. It's a whole fortress where we can't do anything without weapons. They put a fire near our house for some reason. Don't they realize that it's made of wool and that it can catch fire?
Let's climb that tree to get a closer look at their camp. There are a lot of them, about 30 at least, and we're barehanded. I've only got fireworks and buckets of water. What can we do against them? We've got to get them out of our territory. Because of them, we have to move here to live, as the two of us can hardly carry home to the old place.
JJ, look at this! They're dragging the villagers somewhere. I think they kidnapped them and took them to our house. But why? What are they gonna do?
I have no idea what they want from these villagers and from our house. Maybe they've made our house their base of operations. Oh, wait, why is there so much hay around the house that they set on fire?
Looks like they locked the villagers in our house to set them on fire. JJ, we have to do something or the villagers in our house will burn to the ground. They probably only stole our house because it's made of wool that burns well.
I have a plan. When we were flying over this forest, I saw that there was a sea not far from here in that direction. I've just got some buckets, only 2 of which are filled with water. But 2 buckets won't be enough, so we need to get some more. Let's fly there as soon as possible and fill the buckets with water. Then we can put out the fire in our house.
Good idea. You've gained enough already. What's the next step?
Now, because we can fly, we have the ability to climb to the roof of a house without coming into contact with these savages. We have to break the roof a little bit and pour water inside the house to put out the fire. After that, we get inside and go to the weapons compartment where we had weapons. After we get there, we arm ourselves and punish these savages for what they did. Sounds like the perfect plan to me.
I like this plan too. Just get the water out of the house afterward. It's really hard to move around. I'm excited to see how surprised these savages will be when they see the guns we had in the armory. Really, I hope they didn't take them. I don't think they even know what they are and haven't given it much thought. I just wonder what they have as weapons.
Probably some kind of wooden club or at least a bow and arrow. Even though we have quite powerful weapons, there are still more of them, and we should not relax. If they have a bow, we will not have time to make a shot before 30 arrows hit us in the head. But you're right, they'll be surprised.
They're not shooting at us with anything, they're just camped against the wall.
In that case, it's time to grab our top guns. We don't have the biggest arsenal, but it's enough to teach these savages a lesson. Now they will feel the power of technological advancement. Just Mikey, don't blow up our house with a rocket launcher. Don't use it at all.
You don't have to worry about that. You better make sure you don't destroy our house, because with the way you fly around so much, I think you could do that. Take care of these savages for now. Destroy them, or at least distract them. I'll put out the fire inside the house and see if I can find these villagers and help them.
Great! I like this arrangement. So far, I've been successful in subduing these savages, as they can't do anything against me. They can't even shoot. When I said they could have bows, I must have overestimated them. But they must be strong in close combat. I'm sure of it since 4 of them were able to carry our huge house. It takes incredible strength and stamina to carry this house here.
The villagers here are fine, and I don't notice any fire. Good thing we poured water and put out all the fire that was inside the house. So, the house is still intact. The main thing is that the fire from the outside has not had time to spread here. What have you done in there already? I hear the sounds of some kind of incredible action movie.
Really, there's no other way to describe it than action movie. These savages are not distinguished by intelligence, so they throw themselves into the fire that they themselves have started. But I help them with a rocket launcher. Luckily, I always hit the target, and the house was not damaged. We'll just have to put the fire out. But first we have to deal with the army of savages. There's too many of them. I'm running out of weapons to destroy them all. How can there be so many savages in one place? There's more people in this camp than in our village.
There really are too many of them. They're coming like zombies in the apocalypse. I don't think it's just the people who live in this camp. I think the savages from other camps have come from far away to help deal with the threat. Even so, there's no way they can harm us.
Right, except now the defense is going to be a lot slower because I'm starting to run out of fireworks and ammo. I don't have a rocket launcher, so I'll just have to use an assault rifle. Even without that, they have nothing to counter me. But I notice there are more inhabitants in the cages outside. They must be released after I've destroyed all the savages. I'm sure I'll be doing all the nearby villages a favor with this action. It seems we are not the only ones attacked by these barbarians. There are many of them here, so I conclude they've been here a long time. But this is the first time we've encountered them. That explains why there are no other villages nearby and why they had to come all the way out here to steal our house.
Interesting conclusions you've drawn, JJ. But it makes me realize even more that we must eradicate this banditry from our land and destroy those who steal houses, kidnap villagers, and demand emeralds from them. Unfortunately for them, they are unlucky enough to run into us, as we can fight back. Perhaps this incident will teach the villagers a lesson, and they will build some golems to protect their village from such savages. At least let them get some weapons so they can defend themselves.
I hope they reflect on your words. In the meantime, I am close to destroying all barbarians. There aren't many left, and they are in small groups that will be easy to destroy. After that, this whole place will live without pests like them.
Great! I'm glad it worked out for you. Let me know when you're done wiping them out, and I'll get to work freeing the villagers. In the meantime, I checked all the chests in the house, and they were untouched. They must have stolen the house for some kind of ritual, not for profit.
It doesn't matter anymore. I've killed all the savages, and now we have to free all the villagers.
Woohoo! Nice work, JJ. Now we need to open all the cages and give the villagers first aid potions as needed. After that, we'll all walk back to our village together. I don't think they're able to get back on their feet, so they'll need help. We have a lot of work ahead of us.
that's for sure, but some of them are still standing. Must be tough. If we had emeralds, this would go a lot faster. I remember when you gave that suspended villager emeralds, and he immediately got to his feet and jumped off the platform and ran like nothing had happened. Emeralds are the best medicine for villagers. But until we have emeralds, we'll have to make do with potions. Don't forget that our house is on fire. Although we made it from quality materials that take a long time to ignite, but if we forget about the fire, the house will turn into ashes before we know it.
There's too much fire to put out by hand. As I recall, you have all the water buckets. So this is your job. I don't think it makes sense to drag the villagers to a village this far away. Since our house is here, why don't we put them here? Or maybe even build a new village here. There are no more savages here, so there's no threat to us anymore.
Maybe you're right, but we'll decide that later. For now, we need the villagers to come to their senses and decide for themselves where they would rather live, here or in the village. In the meantime, I'll give you all the spent weapons. Your task will be to reload them, craft supplies, and put them all in the chest. Also, get that water out of here. It's getting in the way.
All right, I will. I think it's time to say goodbye to the audience. So if you liked our video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new videos.
Yeah, thanks for watching us. Good luck and bye-bye.